Play.
Interested to see just how long it will take before
15
Kyrgios perhaps gets after that second serve. Wasn't the quickest by Dimitrov, 137 Ks coming in.
Let for serve.
That's impressive.
That's definitely great work. A real weapon of Grigor Dimitrov. He wants to hit as many movements as possible. You get the feeling that he can pull it either way. This occasion, wrong footing Nick going back in behind him.
Let for serve.
That's a good sign if you're a Dimitrov fan. That's about 10 Ks faster than his average so far in the tournament. And it looked like a safe delivery as well.
How important early on is it that Grigor Dimitrov lands this second serve? For me, I think it could really determine this match. That's how much of an issue it has been for him.
Surely got to be looking for Kyrgios off the second serve in particular, is finding that Dimitrov backhand.
And we saw Mackenzie McDonald in the second round encounter approach an incredible amount to Dimitrov's backhand, and it was so successful. I wonder if Kyrgios will employ that tactic.
Ludicrous amount of ability, doesn't he?
Yes.
Yeah, no one's ever questioned the sheer talent that Nick Kyrgios has. His forehand gets good shape on it. The backhand's the opposite. Nice and flat.
So key for Dimitrov to get his forehand into play after his first or second serve. On his first serve, and you saw the previous point, not that one, him hitting a backhand, but he has had an incredible success rate this tournament, which has probably kept him in it so far. 91% of his first shots after his first serve have been with his forehand, which generates more pace, gives him more options.
Yes.
173. And it was a big miss too.
Yeah.
Missed by about a meter. And it's all well and good. Well, it's never good to do that to an Andre Rublev or Mackenzie McDonald, but when your opponent has the serve that Nick possesses. spells danger.
Advantage, Dimitrov. Game, Dimitrov, first game.
With his first serve, and yet, as you say, he has got a big serve. Nick, on the other hand, 220 for his fastest, is averaging 204. It's not a
15
big
love.
drop-off. He's already above that tonight.
Out. 15-all.
Gonna have to tidy that up if he wants to prove that wrong. That's giving Dimitrov tonight the slight edge.
I would tip that,
13-15.
to be honest with you. Going into this match, I just felt as if Nick, his win in Brisbane against Grigor, Grigor's struggles at this tournament so far, just thought Nick might be the slight favourite.
14-15. Kyrgios.
And that's going to be one of the interesting battles, I think, within the ultimate and
One game
overall
on.
war, is the slice backhand. Dimitrov, I think perhaps because he hasn't served so well, is higher than usual on his slice this tournament. He's up at 63%. Last year on hard, he was at 50%. I just wonder how effective it will be against Nick.
Look, I don't think it's not going to be effective because Nick likes a bit of pace coming onto that racket, especially at hip height. I think if you're going to go into the Nick backhand, it either has to be very low, so you have to be executing that slice extremely well. Or you have to be ripping it up there, getting it really
15
jumping
love.
off the court, or he's having to hit it above net height. At hip height, with the ball coming on, he's extremely good at just using the pace and manipulating the racket head to all areas of the court. Get the feeling that his first serve, Grigor Dimitrov's first serve, is going to be the utmost importance in getting him through this match. This is a really interesting shot selection. A drive volley at hip height behind the service line. Nick, it even caught Nick unawares. Grigor still should have made that volley, just snatched at it a little bit.
Into that forehand side, and Dimitrov
30-all.
Really good sign early on with how well Nick is hitting his forehand. It can be the side that is a massive weapon. It also can give you a few unforced errors, but so far he's been striking the ball with supreme confidence.
14-20.
So important for the accuracy for Dimitrov on the first serve, not just the pace all the time. Again, even though Kyrgios serves harder, his accuracy level's way higher than Dimitrov's. Those last couple show you just why it's important. Keeping Kyrgios at bay once again, 2-1 Dimitrov. Dimitrov holding on, keeping his early nerves at bay. Single-hander that has also been stuttering this week for Dimitrov.
It's amazing with tennis how important confidence is. We saw Dimitrov come into Brisbane last year, one of the higher seeds. He wasn't anywhere near his ranking as it was this year, and he went on to win it, and he played some great tennis, and it really held him in good stead for the Australian Open. He was confident. Goes and beats him in the semi-finals. He had a couple of tougher earlier rounds at Brisbane. And ever since then, I feel like he has just been stuttering in a few areas, and that backhand and that serve, I know we're repeating ourselves, are two key areas.
Change of direction up the line. He doesn't do that many. 14-15. Both these two very much an even sort of 65-35 split with their backhand in terms of cross court. The high number being the cross court. They don't go down the line that often, but good length when he did to keep the cross court forehand quiet from Dimitrov. We talk about confidence, looking back at Dimitrov 2016 when he hooked up with Danny, his current coach, as we see that beautiful poetry in motion that is the Kyrgios serve. Let's talk about nuance. He was playing Sugita in Canada. It was a set down. I think it was a breakdown. He was certainly a mini breakdown in the tiebreaker in the second. Sugita had a smash on top of the net that would have pretty much won him the match. Didn't put it away. Dimitrov wins the set, wins the third. He makes quarters that week, and he was really struggling with confidence. He then goes to the semis in Cincinnati. He makes the round of 16 at the US. Finals in Beijing. Winning matches every single week, and it really sort of catapulted him to the start of 2017. I mean, that one match against Sugita.
That one match and the coaching change. Don't think we can underestimate the significance of bringing Danny Vilverdu into his team, and I think he does an incredible job, and perhaps I'm biased because I've been lucky enough to hit with a fair few of Danny's players. Danny brings an intensity to training sessions and great positivity, and I think along with a few crucial and key wins early on, I think that was the real turning point. I was at that match in Toronto. I was in the Players Cafe right at the top of the stadium court there, and you're looking over it. Dimitrov was struggling. He'd been struggling the week before. He lost in Washington to Daniel Evans and really got wiped off the court.
30-15.
Pushes that one long. I hit with a month or so earlier than that. I hit with Grigor in Stuttgart on the grass, and he was belting balls over the fence. He was really unhappy with his game and really unhappy with his tennis, but what a turnaround. And it really kick-started that 2017 year.
He's had a few of those in his career.
40-15.
When you're playing against Nick, you've just got to be careful that you mix up that second serve, especially the second court, because I think you get a little bit of success going forehand body. That backhand, he's so comfortable taking that early, and he can go either way on that return.
Tough when you look at the camera angle we had for Dimitrov on the last point. I think it was wide to go down the tee though with the slice. He throws it, and that
Kyrgios
second
is
serve
challenging
is
call
probably
right
the
on
most
the sideline.
erratic he has.
The ball's called in.
I mean, it's tough to throw it there and disguise it and get around the outside of the ball to throw Kyrgios off the side.
(40-30).
That's excellent.
Game. Dimitrov.
3-2, Dimitrov. Talked about Kyrgios' accuracy on
15
his
lines.
first serve on that due side within a metre of the line as we like to track it. He hits the ball 75% of the time that tight to the line with his first serve. Dimitrov is at 57, although as I said he's about 10 k's down in terms of pace. Sometimes he does it for fun, other times he does it in times of desperation,
15
which
all.
that certainly needed. Terrific lob from Dimitrov.
Yeah, it's probably not his most natural play, the serve volley. We'll use it more so as a bit of a change-up to keep the opponent guessing. Closed the net hard after that first volley. Made himself open to the lob.
Let. Second serve.
Wow. A shot.
15-30.
202-kilometer second serve. Tee.
Full swing.
Unbelievable. And he took it inside the baseline. You have to have some serious hands and reaction to do that.
And that has thrown Kyrgios a little bit out of kilter.
15-40.
Kyrgios is from the George at the back there on the left, his brother Christos on the right, Matt Reed. He'll be sitting or standing a little more comfortably after that. Certainly looks as though he's serving a bit
30,
more out
40.
wide than normal, Kyrgios, at this tournament. I wasn't at Brisbane, didn't see too much of it. I don't know whether that was something you felt. Obviously, his serve down the tee is one you want to try and stop.
That serve there is probably
Yes.
his least favorite. I mean, and we say this with all due respect because he can hit all the spots. Has a slight preference on second court to swing it down the tee. Because if Grigor Dimitrov starts to
Dimitrov.
read that wide serve, he has got one of the better forehand returns in the game on the stretch. It's incredible.
Delightful and courageous under pressure from Kyrgios. It was a good return. It looked like it neutralized things a little bit.
I thought it was a great return. Stayed down so low. Look at this. And that's all just racket head speed. Really quick flick of the wrist to get that ball up and down. And Danny, I think Danny knows it.
He knows you can miss that as much as you can make a winner off it.
100%. When you're throwing
An advantage,
the racket head that
Kyrgios.
quickly at the ball, so easy to frame that or not quite middle it. Such a small margin of error there.
Kyrgios delights his fans by hanging on.
3 games all.
Well, this is one of the best I've seen Nick hit his forehand. He's attacking it with great racket head speed. He's getting good margins. And it's looked incredibly safe so far.
Fifteen left.
And this is the last game before the new balls. Perhaps making it a slightly more difficult hold for Dimitrov.
30 left.
Or you can just serve an outs.
Yep. He has better accuracy on the outside as well. He prefers that again. I think something to do with the ball toss being a bit left over his shoulder. The kicker and the one down the tee from that side with the angle that you have as a right-hander is a little easier.
40 left.
Kyrgios, as you said, his probably least favourite serve is the one out wide on the outside, so his accuracy drops 10% on the outside. He's going to be pretty happy with the start, I think, given the somewhat fragile nature of Dimitrov's second serve coming into this contest. The way that he's
Game, Dimitrov.
confidence and resolve. 4-3 to the Bulgarian
New balls, please.
opening set.
Dimitrov.
I think the key thing
Please be seated.
to overcome that is really proactive feet. Staying down a little bit lower on that back when you're facing a backhand. The toughest thing to overcome is this, his serve.
Fifteen left.
You just don't see that, do you, too often? A 203km/h second serve. He does it quite regularly and lands it.
Yeah. Well, he was averaging over 110 miles an hour during his wins over
30
Djokovic
left.
and Acapulco and Indian Wells on his second serve, and in that entire time served 4 double faults at that pace and served the 123, I think, mile-an-hour second serve in the breaker against Djokovic and Indian Wells. I mean, he just took the record out of his hands. I mean, it's the best returner probably the game's ever seen. I say probably, I think he is, because he's defensive and aggressive.
40 left.
And you can see, and we didn't get a shot of it, but I was looking at Grigor Dimitrov's reaction then, and he kind of had a look of dissatisfaction to his face. Because there's really nothing you can do to stop that. And it can get a little bit frustrating.
Absolutely.
You know, walking from side to side. unreturnable, unreturnable, unreturnable. All of a sudden you're serving again and the pressure's right on you.
Yeah, in a game of small margins, 1-2%, he has 17% more serves unreturned than his opponent tonight. I mean, that's a big luxury.
Fifteen love.
Considerably down in pace on his second serve tonight, Dimitrov, compared to the rest of the tournament. Something that was pre-planned.
30
before he
love.
got out here.
Look, he definitely looks like he is shaping it a little bit more, and I think it's a smart move when you're serving at Kyrgios's backhand in particular to employ the more kick serve. And the kick serve is when it hits the court and really jumps. It's like heavy topspin. And that's because that slider into Nick's backhand, it's
30-15.
really easy for him to just use the pace, as we've talked about with his swing, meet the ball with a full racket head speed, with his full racket head. That kick serve, when it's jumping, he has to generate a little bit more. I think that's why we'll see him deploy that one.
Great defense from Dimitrov. He would have been surprised at the length of return
40,
from
15.
Kyrgios. Just did well.
Dimitrov.
Kyrgios.
Dimitrov leads 5-4.
Talked about the quality of Dimitrov's forehand return. Okay, he doesn't
15
make that
love.
one. Is that because he doesn't have such a big grip change like some players?
Yeah, 100%. And he's so strong. He's so strong. He must have an incredibly strong wrist.
30
I asked
love.
actually Danny about it after I played him because I hadn't really seen it before. That's a great serve. Does not take any backswing. The ball's
40
almost
love.
behind him. And he manages with just the flick of the wrist to meet it with the full racket head. And in doing so, takes all the pace of your serve and uses it for that forehand. It is an incredible weapon. And I think it's a confidence shot, as was that backhand down the line return.
40-15.
I think when he's really feeling things, and in Brisbane it's a more humid, so you can kind of throw your racket at it just a little bit more, and it seems to drop. And he seemed to do it a lot when I played him. Too many times for it to be considered lucky or a bit of a fluke.
Oh. 40-13.
Tough to know what his plans are. He's gone out wide. I'd say if I was going to gamble here from Dimitrov, I'd take the tee.
Let for serve.
Shown his cards here now.
Game Kyrgios.
Sometimes the net ball can actually help you.
5 games all.
And you have to guess with him, or do you get any read when you're playing John?
Really tough to get a read. I think you do have to guess a little bit. As the match wears on, if you're lucky enough, you can get a little bit of an intuition. It's so challenging, though.
15 love.
All day, figure it out.
Blend on that +1 shot after his serve here. Dimitrov, he's attacked the forehand, he's
30
attacked
love.
the backhand, and oh, you can see he's not feeling that relaxed, is he, Kyrgios?
Thirty, 15.
Brilliant shot.
He's an incredible
40,
athlete,
15.
this Grigor Dimitrov. Shrinks the court so well. Look at him get out to this forehand.
Forty, 30.
Third double.
Deuce.
Tell you what, that got half the line, I think. Not a whole lot there. That's actually a great slice from Dimitrov. It didn't get much of it, did it? But it only has to get a slice.
Advantage, Dimitrov.
Oh, what a rally. I had grave doubts when he missed his first serve. Nearly every shot played in this rally, you can tell Dimitrov he wants to hit forehands. Did an incredible job of getting around there and creating room because he nearly got himself in trouble.
Massive hole.
Game, Dimitrov.
Great fight being shown out there by Dimitrov.
Leads 6 games to 5.
Bit of a pressure release. What he has done though this week is get over those momentary lapses of concentration, and it really does help when you've got
15
that
love.
serve. feels frustrated because he can
30
see that
left.
Nick is a little bit frazzled mentally. And he'd know how important it is to win this first set, because you can imagine that that would just boil over in Nick's head. Just can't
Kyrgios
find a way
challenging the ball.
into
Left in the service
the
line.
majority of these service
What's called out?
games. Nick's confident here. Grigor unsure. Christoph likes it.
40 left. Behind Kyrgios. 6 games old, tie break. Both players receive one additional challenge.
Well, he's won his last 6 tiebreakers here at the Australian Open, and the last time he lost one was actually to Andy Murray in the quarterfinals back in 2015. So he's on a nice little run, is Kyrgios.
Left for serve. One zero Dimitrov.
Blood red sky over Melbourne tonight. Possible storms around and possible stormy night here with Nick Kyrgios. You never quite know at the moment. He's keeping his frustration under control, but it is bubbling near the surface.
Grigor Dimitrov hit that wide forehand so far.
2-0 Dimitrov.
That's the result of that wide forehand. Just drags Nick off the court. Finished off with, as you'd expect, some nice volleys.
One Dimitrov.
Up here, that must have only just caught a tiny piece of that line, as we come to expect with Nick's serve. It's so accurate.
Danny also knows not just how good the point was, but how crucial this opening set in terms of the opponent that Dimitrov
Ladies
is
and
facing
gentlemen, please,
tonight.
as a courtesy to the players, do not call out during the rally. Thank you.
Could take a big step to winning the psychological warfare out here, Dimitrov, if he can claim this opening set breaker.
Come on!
4-1 Dimitrov. 4-2, Dimitrov.
try and change things around here. Kyrgios, he managed to do that against Tsonga in the final tiebreaker that they played, and there's been a big change in terms of support that Kyrgios has had this year, particularly the Australian Open. Of course, last year ended up being booed on court after his loss to Seppi. Desperately trying to give them something else to cheer about here.
Five-2, Dimitrov.
He's looking a little fragile mentally tonight. Tentative.
Yeah, and there's that forehand return we've talked about.
Five-3, Dimitrov.
Let's not forget, 2 nights ago against Joe Wilfred, he was down 5-2 with the double break. That final tiebreaker that he won.
It's the right forehand again that he's hit so excellently tonight.
6-3,
Such a big
Dimitrov.
show in tennis, the three-quarter up the line, moving away, and well, Kyrgios guessed with his feet.
Now, how about the return though? That was actually an extremely difficult shot under that amount of pressure, and Danny knows it.
3 set points.
Game for set, Dimitrov.
And the first set does go to
7-6.
number 3 play on the tiebreaker, 7-6.
Fifteen length. Thirty length.
He makes
40
a
left.
176k, 110-mile-an-hour serve out wide. Look as though he barely brushed it off his strings.
Game, Kyrgios.
Really watching on in the training sessions, praying that another string wouldn't pop. Across the 3 courts, you could hear it when that twang went, and everyone was just a little bit on edge.
Dimitrov had that actually, didn't he, in the
13
final of
left.
Istanbul against Schwartzman as well. He ended up virtually breaking every racket he had by the end of the match. Should have won. Actually went into a massive slump after that, didn't he? I think he lost 6 first rounds. That was actually before Danny got involved. Stringer got annihilated on the internet actually ended up having a post like a, you know, why it happened, and I mean, it was unexplainable.
As was that second serve.
Yeah.
30-15.
Apart from that opening game, I thought his second serve was held up to the test and was quite solid. They're the types of misses that you don't want to have, because that just plants the seed of doubt.
He's got such great control on that forehand.
40-15.
He's hitting it all over the court.
Game, Dimitrov.
Excellent.
1 game all.
Above average in terms of percentage of first serves in, within touching distance now, 70% Dimitrov. And he's gone up on his average speed for the tournament. Great combination.
Fifteen length.
How's that forearm return? Just highlighting what
15
John's
on.
been talking about.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. And as a server, when you go up to the line, and perhaps not the case with Nick, because his serve is so big and it's abnormally large. Makes you second guess when you've got it in your head that you will swing one to the forehand. And obviously, you can't just serve every ball to the backhand. You have to keep him honest. But really makes you have great attention to detail with where you have to land that serve, and makes you focus that little bit more on hitting the spot. Because as we've seen again, the second time this game, when he gets a read on it, that thing can come rifling back.
$40-30. Love 15.
Yeah, Dimitrov asked the question, approaching into that backhand corner here. Nick kind of dragged him in, didn't he? Dimitrov did well, I thought. Got it back with enough quality, but Nick, as is the talent there. Look at that. No backswing, no follow through, just pure timing. decides to take this one out of the air. Does not middle it, did he? Still an incredible backhand down the line, 149 kilometers an hour. That is really moving out of that wing.
Yeah, that's 40 Ks above average. It's amazing how these players are so disciplined to keep it within their kind of comfort zone, but they have the ability to stick it in the red zone, and here Kyrgios unable to stick it back in the court.
This is what Nick needs to do, though. He needs to be able to find a way to get into more of Grigor Dimitrov's service games, get the lead early on in games, because with that second serve being a little bit fragile, that's what will create that scoreboard pressure.
I'm surprised he hasn't taken it and come in this second serve. I mean, you look at Dimitrov's average length of second serve, it's generally middle of the box.
Just exactly what we talked about then, Peg. That was, he went forward then, did not accelerate through the ball at all then, just really kind of neutralized it. As a server, when that's happening, you don't really feel the pressure, do you? You don't really feel the need to have to hit the spot or really accelerate up the back of the ball. It was a middle of the box second serve, not dealt with.
Oh. 40-30.
Only me, right? That's to do with it? Yeah? Okay.
How quickly the match potentially, and also Kyrgios' mindset may change if he could find a way to break Dimitrov here. At the moment, he's looking for problems. Dimitrov, on the other hand, looking for solutions.
Advantage, Dimitrov.
That's been effective, that serve. It's probably not his favorite, I would say. The tee on first court is more of his go-to serve, but he's caught Nick unawares a few times now and got the error.
Let the serve. Yes. Advantage, Dimitrov. Let for serve. 2 games all.
There's a bit of a chasm in Kyrgios' mind here between, on one hand, saying he doesn't want to have a coach, and on another hand, at the moment, saying that somebody who isn't his coach is the reason why he's not hitting the ball as well as he should be. He's going to have to figure it out which one it is. He's got to get himself back. Completely focused on his match. This is a better Dimitrov than we've seen so far in the tournament. Expected a positive reaction. It's been the hallmark, really, of the last couple of years for him.
$15-all.
He's even telling himself now, isn't he, to stop thinking about the strings. Will he heed his own advice?
But his foot on the due side looks incredibly close to the centre when he's serving Kyrgios. Never gets called for it, so it's obviously away from it. But when you watch him on the telly, he couldn't get any closer.
Very rarely have I seen that be called, not just on Nick Kyrgios, but on a lot of the tennis players. We see the other one where their toe creeps over the baseline. A bit wild there.
40-30.
His excellence off his forehand wing has more than made up for any slight liability off the backhand so far. Being far more marginal from Dimitrov anyway. Change the direction, Dimitrov can't catch up to it.
Kyrgios leads 3-2. Sit down, please. Let the serve.
Strength
15-all.
He's carried enough velocity every time that Kyrgios can barely catch up to it.
And it's all set up by how quick he is to move around that ball. One of his best movements.
$13-15. Left. Second serve. Left. Second serve.
Just shaking his head a little bit there, but yeah, that was straight exactly where he wanted it.
That's one of his most dangerous returns on second court.
As far as Dimitrov's concerned.
40-30.
And what? Yeah.
Kyrgios all right near sideline.
To be fair, he did challenge. Dimitrov doesn't look too perturbed, does he? He was travelling. And that's why.
40-30, Kyrgios has 2 challenges remaining. Dimitrov.
The advantage of the slice, Kyrgios wanting to stay on the front foot, but
Three
it's an
games on.
extremely difficult ball to hit as hard as he tried to, even with his considerable powers. Had the bigger forehand tonight. We'll talk about Kyrgios' forehand, but Dimitrov's had him by about 7 kilometers an hour tonight.
Fifteen all.
Sensational tennis from Dimitrov. Incredible athleticism right from the start just to get the ball back into play.
Amazing return,
15,
wasn't it? And it's gone for all money.
This was a smart pass as well.
He still had to hit the overhead. Great work. This will be interesting. Will Nick go big here? Can do so under pressure at times.
Not easy when the tension's on, gripping the racket a little tighter than he normally would. Easy to lose that ball long. He did so.
Danny wants a kick out here, he wants a break. This would be massive.
15 love.
He might need to be here all night if he's going to win this one, because he's in danger here and he hasn't got much time left to turn this around. And there's more bad news for him. Dimitrov's never lost from 2 sets to love up as well.
30 love.
Just 37 and up. Not a bad number. Struck his forehand incredibly well. That serve first ball. You touched on his intent to look for a forehand, and he's done a great job of that tonight.
Dimitrov. Dimitrov leads 5 games to 3.
But it's one of the reasons why many want to watch him over other players, is the unpredictable nature of his character. You never quite know when it's going to resurface, and it is now.
Shots there. Look how disappointed Dimitrov is with himself. You get the feeling he really believes that he can make a massive impact to this game and to Nick's mentality.
Keep this crowd out of it. You know, they're desperate to get involved here, but you know, they can't because of the scoreline. They can't because they can clearly audibly hear Kyrgios talking to his box, and that's going to be frustrating a little bit to them as well. So it's tough for them to offer their full weight of support. But he goes bigger. He goes bigger on the second serve.
It was your back foot.
Yeah, but it's coming. What? It's coming there.
No, it's when it starts. It's when it starts.
Do you have a word to the lines person?
I've been watching it for a while, to be honest, John, and I keep thinking it's the television. I keep thinking he's awfully close. And on his second serve in particular, he actually takes a bigger backward step with his right leg. And he's been, well, as I say, I keep thinking he's flirting with it, but I keep thinking, therefore, I'm wrong, because I'm not where the lines person is.
I think what was really interesting then was
to
be that he's probably never been called for that before, because he seemed to not know the rule there.
The umpire was saying it's where you start, isn't it? It's this step there.
Nick was saying that our feet are together, but actually starts dragging his foot back, and it crosses, as you can see here. It's not actually where the foot ends up, it's at the beginning of that motion. It's one of those ones, a few players flirt with it, and rarely does it get called. But that's not to say that it's not a fault. It's not a foot fault. The letter of the law says that it is. Shot selection there. The one before, the one that won him the point.
Advantage Kyrgios.
This one here.
He's a law unto himself. He's a total maverick. I mean, you kind of love it for it, but you
Grigor
wouldn't put your house on him always stepping up every single time, but he's got a chance. He's kept himself competitive in this second set. Hour and a half gone. Dimitrov serving for a 2-sets-to-love lead. Might have missed it, but the approach shot wasn't good enough.
all. 15 all.
I get the feeling, despite how well Dimitrov's played, every time he serves a double fault, Danny Valverde must hold his breath.
30-15.
Done a good job of obviously keeping Kyrgios honest there with his first serve, because the Australian had absolutely no idea where that ball was going. Opponents in his game so far to get through to the last 16 have been his second serve and his backhand, and he's shown frailty in this game on both of them. He's offering up hope and an opportunity here for Kyrgios.
Obviously, I'll challenge Shen.
Kyrgios is telling me to call it.
It is out, because otherwise he's going to be number one here.
Wow, I feel for
Oh, it's a big call.
here, because
This is courage from the umpire. Would have been easier to leave it, wouldn't it? He's got it right. Not great news for the Australians or Kyrgios, but for the umpire, he's done his job magnificently there in a fairly pressurised situation, and it offers up Dimitrov's set point. Differential for Dimitrov when he makes the first serve compared to when he makes the second serve in this second set is startling. 90% of points won when he makes his first serve, a mere 27% when it's a second. Crucial for the Bulgarians' chances of capturing this second set to make his first serve. He's failed. I think disguises the effort level. He almost wandered into this, but he didn't need to do any more. It was that good.
just hasn't landed too many first serves to close this one out.
5 games all.
Didn't the crowd respond?
Thank you. Fifteen love.
Very positive reaction.
15
to what's
all.
just gone on. Silence has been removed from this pro-Australian crowd as well. That's another problem that Dimitrov's now going to have to face for the next 10 minutes. Could put the Magna back on if he holds and wins the second set breaker, but
14,
right
15.
now, Kyrgios with the wind in his sails. He craves.
Dimitrov is on the
As
right
well
side line, the ball's called in.
I think it's out. I think it's out, guys.
Carlos Ramos thinks it's out. Oh, he didn't get involved. And this time, Hawkeye says it's in, things going Kyrgios' way. 6-5, second set. Specifically now on this man, Nick Kyrgios.
15 love.
The direction of the Dimitrov backhand, follow it in. Just ask the question.
Second breaker looms.
Six games all, tie break.
The right way.
Both players receive one additional challenge.
And right now, this would appear to be a priceless tiebreak as far as Kyrgios is concerned.
1-1.
Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Held that beautifully as well, didn't he? Had his awful vision. I think he had enough time. He's that good to see which way Kyrgios went.
Yeah, definitely. All set up by a great first serve.
He's sent him the wrong way too often tonight for it to be a coincidence. Forehand down the line from Dimitrov.
How good was that point? That forehand
3-1 Dimitrov.
moved so well up to the ball and threaded the needle there. Caught half the line. He's going to put away those types of volleys all day long.
Showed us the disparity between the two.
3-2 Dimitrov.
The elaborate, extravagant shots from Kyrgios at times, and the hustle and bustle and just grit of Dimitrov.
Pure desperation there from Dimitrov, wasn't it? Sliding all over the court, covering every patch. Knew the importance of that point. Would have been a massive pressure reliever to go up the double mini break.
4-2 Dimitrov.
It's not an easy backhand to hit aggressively the
God
open
knows.
side
God knows.
down the line like that. I mean, there are players, particularly Novak under pressure, that slides and hits it, but when you're stacked like that,
I think it's a lot easier to hit it with a ball that's penetrating the court over that flatter ball.
you've got to generate pace, yeah.
You have to generate. More often than not, it's on your less dominant foot. Really tough. Your timing has to be almost perfect. In the back of Nick's mind, he had to hit that perfectly because that's Grigor Dimitrov's running forehand, a real strength in his game.
Dimitrov.
Dimitrov didn't do an awful lot wrong there, did he, John?
No, he had. Nick executed a couple of massive wide forehands then. Set up that short backhand.
Complicated than it needed to.
This one here from Grigor, he got back into the rally and he didn't do enough with that ball. He had tried to get that into more than a neutral situation there. The Aussie back into the point.
And he's executed again perfectly.
5-4 Dimitrov.
Yeah, so brave from Grigor Dimitrov here, because with Nick's serve, you aren't going to get too many looks in rallies, and especially in this tiebreaker. And it takes a lot of conviction to stick to your guns and take on that delivery right there. Really brave from the Bulgarian.
In a fairly precarious position now as Nick Kyrgios. A consistent approach to the evening looks to be paying dividends for Dimitrov. 2 set points for a 2 sets to love lead. To extract the error from Kyrgios, who has a lot of work to do. Good speed from Kyrgios, but the skills
15 love.
the Aussie as he got there.
Fault. Fifteen all.
A confirmar solo.
Thirteen, 15.
You look at the numbers, he has done some pretty decent work on the second serve of Dimitrov. Bulgarian winning just 45% in the match, and that's below a career average on hard of 53, so 8% is very significant, but you actually feel like there was better work to be done tonight. There was more pressure he could have put on him and just said, I think this is a big Achilles heel for you right now. And even that last return there, you kind of felt like he didn't have his feet in the right place. That was better. Therefore, you feel a bit more pressure on your first serve to make it. I don't know if Dimitrov's really felt that tonight.
Yeah, you're definitely right. And when you've seen his struggles early on, when you have the ability of Nick, not everyone has the ability to really take the serve by the horns, but I've seen Nick multiple occasions do that. And I would have thought
14-13.
he would have adopted a more aggressive mindset there, and he would have spoken to his team, and they would have made that one of the actual really key tactical focus for this match.
Yes.
And this is so big here for Grigor Dimitrov, just because he does not want to invite Nick Kyrgios back into this match at all. He wants Nick thinking about his racket, thinking about his strength, thinking there's no chance for him to get back into the proceedings of this one.
Yes.
We all know Nick's a very good front runner. He gets ahead in sets, he's very hard to stop. So giving away an early break would not be ideal.
Advantage, Dimitrov.
I love this desire tonight. It's been vocal, it's been visual.
Again, Dimitrov. 15 love. Thirty love.
I've been called full fault for the last 3 years. And it's twice today. It's not possible, man. It's not possible.
It is possible, mate.
Yeah, obviously, I know it's possible.
It is remarkable what's happened. I'm looking at it. I mean, like, for the whole of last year, I was thinking he's right on the money, and nobody ever called him.
Now this one was for, it must have been for his back leg.
Yeah, it's
again,
back again, yeah.
When I look at you, for,
Sorry, bro.
Said that he's never been
30 all.
like Nick said, I've never been called for one of them in 3 years. But you're right, it is on the borderline, it is on the edge, and it's something that I've noticed too, and I'm sure a lot of people have noticed, but it's one of those things you dismiss. But tonight, they're really on it. Oh.
30-40.
Yeah, Dimitrov's not quite sure because of the reaction from Kyrgios, who is now ready to serve, by the way. Having lost that point, a shot of absolute genius from Dimitrov. Creates a breakpoint chance at the start of the third.
Yes.
A thunderbolt from the Australian's racket salvages that particular breakpoint.
advantage, Kyrgios. game all.
Where you want to just bookmark them to go back and see where the change happened. Sometimes they can seem significant at times. Sometimes, actually, to be honest, they seem almost insignificant. But there are points and games that are just bigger than others. And that was a huge one.
15 love.
Versus mental stability thing more than anything else, because the appetite could wane.
Oh, it's so good, isn't it? That transition ball,
30 love.
moving through the ball as you hit it, and taking it on up the line is one of the more difficult shots in our game.
He does it almost as well as anyone else.
I think Federer does it pretty well too.
No, yeah, I was going to...
Yeah.
Every time you say something good, the answer's Federer. So
I agree with you 100%. I was more stating that I think it's him and Federer seem to be mirror images of one another.
Could this be a mirror image of the opening couple of sets?
Dimitrov leads 2-1.
Football is gaining more
Ready for play, seats please.
of his concentration.
Yeah, and if he gets
Thank
called
you.
for another one, Carlos Ramos will cop it. Really starting to pick up that wide serve now is Dimitrov. We saw him ping a couple of returns back. Previous service game, he was on that one too. From Nick, I mean, this was a great get. Grigor Dimitrov showing his athleticism, but that, can we call that a drive volley? I mean, he hit it on the full, it was top spin, but it was at his ankles. Expect the unexpected.
Disappointed it didn't come over. It wasn't enough to win the point. He wanted to put that in about the 19th row, I think.
I think we would have been up for a catch there.
Couple games apiece.
Kyrgios.
And there's still a bit of good news for Kyrgios as well. There's been a couple of times he's come back from 2 sets to love down in his career. Once against Gasquet in Wimbledon 2014. Gasquet has 9 match points or something. Amazing match. And Seppi here, of course, in the Australian Open 2015, which was turned on its head last year. The first few tentative steps in that regard have been completed for Kyrgios tonight.
Love 15.
Too many loose moments, but this is one of them. Hitting this forehand so well on a regular basis, but pushes this one long. The door's open for Nick here.
He's going to shut that door pretty firmly closed.
How good was that backhand?
And those are the moments, aren't they, when you're 2 sets to love up, that you feel like you just have a little bit more freedom to go after.
That love 30 still. There's a little bit of pressure there, and he performed well under it.
Couldn't defend the net.
15-14.
Is this where he resuscitates his challenge here tonight under the lights on the Rod Laver Arena? Nick Kyrgios with the break in the third. Easy double.
15 love.
He's trying to keep the crowd support and the inspiration to a minimum tonight, has Dimitrov.
13 love.
For the very first time starting to lose that battle on both counts.
Light for serve. Oh. 30-15.
Yeah, he serves like a guy in the top 5. Hits the ball off the ground like a guy in the top 10, but he probably volleys like a guy outside the top 50.
Kyrgios leads 4 games to 2.
Well, you can feel the energy building in this crowd. It looks a lot happier on court. Momentum in favour of the Australian. That's big, isn't it?
15
It's
left.
not just big, though, it's the angle, isn't it? It's such an important shot to practice that three-quarter ball with the angle.
It's big, it's cutting sideline. He's moving on to the ball, so he's taking time away from Nick just with his movement. Can leave a player standing.
30 left.
Doing tonight is not be distracted by any of the goings on the other side of the net. He's kept himself very insulated from it all, and you just got to be a little careful. That was more than a touch ambitious. That was almost showmanship. He was never going to make that. To a tennis match at times. It can unsettle you, it can fluster you.
It's so important to keep an even keel. Because in a heartbeat, he can do that.
Kyrgios is challenging the ball. Left hand sideline, the ball's called in.
It was certainly drifting back in. Did it drift fast enough? Well, the lunch lady there saying definitely in.
Kyrgios has two challenges
To the
remaining.
opposition.
Dimitrov.
Making the move in.
Kyrgios leads 4 games to 3.
The deficit that he currently faces with 2 more good service games. Suddenly the future doesn't look quite so bleak.
Well, 190 km/h second serve. Shoulder's certainly feeling good. It's feeling warm. Drop shots that Grigor Dimitrov won't chase down. And not only the precision of where this ball landed, but it was the disguise that caught Grigor Dimitrov unaware and a step too slow as he slides in. Can't get the racket head underneath that ball.
Just first signs of Dimitrov perhaps wondering how much he wants to invest energy-wise in this third set, given the way that Kyrgios is serving right now.
Kyrgios leads 5 games to 3.
More than a handful of games from 40 love up in his career anyway.
And you could see in that last shot, 40 love, Danny Valverde almost encouraging Grigor Dimitrov to ride this wave out. There will be time when Nick dips, but right now he's definitely hit a bit of a purple patch. So important to ride it out, hang tough.
Not doing it was this freedom to just explore his game and swing as hard as he likes and suddenly rediscover the timing that he felt he didn't have, whether it due to the fact that he didn't have the right tension in his racket, perceived or otherwise. But now he's gone after it a number of times. He's looking good.
He's free and swinging. And you can tell he's happy at the moment. You know, he was joking.
Loves 30.
The lines person. Getting the crowd involved. This is when Nick is at his most dangerous, when tennis seems to be fun for him.
(15-30).
Come on, man. Come on.
30 all.
Use of the return and coming behind it. Thought we might see it a little bit more frequently, but it's worked from there and it's brought up a set point. Where do you stand on serving first in sets, or does it also depend on who you're playing?
No, the majority of the time I like to be serving first. If I win the toss, I generally choose to serve.
Advantage, Dimitrov.
Just waiting for confirmation. I wasn't sure if the lines person called that or someone in the crowd. I like a thing called scoreboard pressure. If you're up in a game, even if you get that one break, you can go 3 games ahead. I think that's massive.
Kyrgios leads 5 games to 4. love.
The crowd are enjoying this, aren't they? They've been waiting for this type of shot making from Nick all match.
For over 2 hours and 20 minutes to have the third member of a singles contest on his side. Momentum, it's always there.
Fifteen left.
He wouldn't have needed his coach Vivaldi to stress the importance of a good start here in the fourth. Instinctively, he would have known it, and he's delivering.
40 left. Dimitrov. First game, fourth set.
When you're ahead, you know he's a great front runner. But now it's even terms again. That's the trademark. That's the special shot that Dimitrov possesses that, in my opinion, very few others have in their locker. So strong, no backswing, out of the middle.
15-all.
Got to be willing to be resilient here as well. Dimitrov, just to keep taking the jabs with these big serves and waiting for his time. Difficult thing. He keeps you on your toes all the time. He'll suddenly throw in that big second serve, 20 Ks above average, and you could see there Dimitrov wasn't expecting it. Going for something outrageous there, Dimitrov, didn't he?
Yeah, because it was the outrageous drop shot to begin with. The Bernard Tomic, you call that one. Side spinning drop shot, and Dimitrov let him off the hook there.
Honours even after the first couple
of
games in this fourth set.
What's your gut feel tell you?
Well, I think he's in the place now where he's playing well enough and confidently enough and composed enough to win this. He's left himself a lot to do, though.
15 left.
First game. The fourth set, break point down, 2-11 kilometers an hour, serve out wide, that it managed to save him, because at that point it didn't look as though he was in this kind of frame of mind.
30 love.
Sometimes talent can buy you enough time to allow yourself to dedicate what you have to the cause, and that's exactly what's happened here tonight.
Oh my God.
40 love.
Well, Nick thought he'd pulled off the shot of the match. That went around the net post and nearly got a piece of it.
Hewitt's Groth's doubles, I think, in the first round. I think somebody hit the outside of the net post and it still went in around it. I've never seen it before in my life. Yeah, hit it on the fly. It touched the outside, but then deviated and stayed on line.
Yeah, I don't know how that's possible.
Yeah.
Game, Dimitrov. Dimitrov leads 2-1.
On serve, 4 set.
Love 15.
Another strong start in terms of taking the opening point off the Australian serve here from Dimitrov. Oh, how crucial might that prove to be? Doing whatever it takes, Dimitrov, to get the win.
Yeah, because prior to this start of this game, I was about to say that Dimitrov has to be extremely careful right now, because the level that Nick has started this fourth set, I think, has been out of this world. Serves, he's been landing his ground strokes.
15-30.
He's starting to show this full array of shots that he possesses, and when he's in this type of state, he's so hard to stop.
Again, I think you got to take the T serve away here. Make him beat you with his worst serve. He beat him with his worst serve on the due side. That's fine. You can live with that. Again,
15-14.
He's got to take away the T serve. Not obviously, you can do it when it gets out of his hand. It's not easy to time it with Nick's serve because it's quite quick, but see if he can deliver 2 break points. Incredible.
Or is this a bit of deja vu? Early break points opportunities snuffed out with the serve.
Well, it's obviously in. Dimitrov's not going to challenge it. Kind of felt like it was close enough to warrant such a huge point. First serve, it was just 3 kilometers an hour faster than that second serve ace he delivered. He is a unique talent. As that particular response to what would have been against a point-winning return, he flicked it off his toes.
He hit that on the full.
Yeah,
That is incredible. Don't know what to say with that.
Yes.
How much would Dimitrov have paid to have gotten into a rally on one of those breakpoint opportunities?
Quite randomly, I think that was Wally Massur's son there, who is the only Aussie to have made a couple of quarters here at the Australian Open. And recent memory that is, of course, 1987.
Advantage Kyrgios.
He reached his second quarter-final to Wally Massur. It's quite amazing to think that Pat Rafter or Leighton Hewitt never managed to make at least 2 quarters here. Now that is something that Kyrgios is trying to achieve by getting past Dimitrov tonight.
Dimitrov doesn't break here, he won't know how to. He wants his box to stand up, does Nick Kyrgios. Dimitrov does not break here. He will be left so frustrated because he has returned amazingly well during this game.
From Kyrgios.
And a fine response from the box. They're up on their feet.
Getting good lead from the conductor down on the court there, the orchestra.
Yes.
Well, he wants a first serve.
Advantage Kyrgios.
I think you've got to keep taking that serve away. Just, especially when he's shouting out, find a first serve. Got to feel he's not going to go with his least favourite one at that point.
And again.
And it could be the catalyst for Kyrgios in this 4th set as well. Well, they look pretty fired up, and they were up.
Come on now, so bad!
15 love. 15-all.
Just a little slow from Dimitrov to recognise the quality on that return. Didn't have a lot of pace on it.
And we saw Dimitrov do that so well in those opening sets. Those first 2 sets. That serve and first ball. He found a forehand more often than not, and on this occasion, does so again.
I didn't look like his normal forehand, and he took it back just to slap at it.
Well, yeah, I think he thought he was going to be dragged out a little bit wider. We see him do that when he's on a full stretch. Still nearly made it. Would have been interesting to see what would have happened if it hadn't clicked the tape. That error, that shot selection could be detrimental.
Let for serve. Oh. 40-30.
Smart serve, though, I think, into the forehand at this stage from Dimitrov. More chance of that happening off the forehand than the backhand, you feel.
Out.
Can you believe it?
Well, he had the whole line open there. He was trying to get a little bit too cute, didn't he?
I think he overcomplicated it. I think he thought Kyrgios was going to run. Maybe he got faked the bluff from Kyrgios that it looked like he was going to go there.
And then I think he tried to do a little bit too much with it because Kyrgios had sat in that backhand corner. He realized that late, tried to overcompensate.
Within the Rod Laver Arena after a couple of sets here, he is starting to make believers out of everyone.
And he's just gotten a massive amount of laughter from that corner there as he says in,
Thank you.
I'm very tired. Maybe not in those words. But he's enjoying it right now, isn't he? He's actually feeling very good about his game. He's joking with the crowd, and when he looks like he's having fun, there's no doubt that's when he's at his most dangerous. And this crowd is now a massive factor.
Advantage Dimitrov.
Kyrgios serving a 2-3, 4 set.
15 love.
Still got an image of Novak actually in Indian Wells when he hit another ace in that breaker in the second set, just shaking his head going, it's not possible you can keep hitting serves at that speed and not double faulting. But he would appear to be on certain days the exception to the rule.
Now he sometimes makes that. It just seems that the longer these rallies go, the more chance Grigor will get it. Finding Nick Kyrgios slapping one, trying to win the free point there. He had no right to make that forehand. Most frustrating when he neutralizes the serve, because it doesn't happen all that often. When he does, he just can't afford to play the cheap point. Let Nick hit the winner, that's fine. But no unforced errors when you neutralize that Nick Kyrgios serve.
Dimitrov, but it wasn't a beat. He has lazy lethalness off that forehand, doesn't he?
Again, Kyrgios.
218. His fastest serve of the night.
3 games old.
Lost any penny off that first serve.
Love.
Good depth. That was the perfect response to what had gone on in the previous game, and all credit to Grigor Dimitrov for delivering a love hole. 4-3, 4-set. Strong challenge coming from Dimitrov. A flying start to this game for the Bulgarian. brilliant passing shot.
$15 all.
Wow, you can dampen your enthusiasm pretty swiftly, can't he, with one of those?
$15-30.
Okay, which one do you cover?
I'm covering T. I'll make him hit it again. Too good.
Dimitrov is challenging the ball right near
I
sideline.
don't think you're making it anyway.
Ball's
If
called
he
in.
hits it there, I don't think you're making a great return, even if you get racket on it. I mean, it's the corner of the corner at 205.
30 all. Dimitrov has 2 challenges remaining.
Especially with a one-hander as well.
Just faked him there, didn't he?
Well, it started with a 201-kilometre-an-hour second
40-30.
serve that Dimitrov, I think, was expecting this time, and he did a great job of chiseling it to the baseline. Nothing he could do about that, though. Great close from Kyrgios.
Use.
He's not happy.
Dimitrov is challenging the ball. Right service line, the ball's called in.
This can be really almost depressing. You create chances again and again, only to be snuffed out by some massive serving. I mean, these balls are taking fractions of the line.
I mean, it's ludicrous.
Advantage
And in that,
Kyrgios. Dimitrov
I
has
will say the
one
one thing
challenge
is that
remaining.
he's done it enough times now that I think you should at least get your racket on it. I think you've got to give him the wide one at that point on a second serve.
Come on now.
That was brilliant from Dimitrov.
Use.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think that you've got to make him hit that slider wide on second serve. At least show him that you're covering that one now. Plant the seed.
Kyrgios is challenging the ball right
It's
service
amazing
line.
he
The ball's
doesn't
called
hit it
out.
a little bit more, that slider, especially in these conditions. We've seen how effective it is. People like, or certainly Federer this year again after last year's performance. He has moved over a little bit here, Dimitrov, hasn't he? How good was that? Gave him a bit more of a cleaner hit off the return.
And this is why I don't advocate for on-court coaching, because I think players have to figure it out themselves. No doubt in my mind that forced Nick Kyrgios to go for that wide serve, and he didn't hit it anywhere near as well as he had been with the T1. Thinking on his feet, brings up the break point.
Again, I know it's easy sitting here, and I know he's gone wide 3 times in this game and landed them. I still think on that point, you've got to give it to him again.
The thing is with Grigor, then, he's not actually covering the wide and he's not covering the tee.
Exactly.
Let's
He wasn't covering either. He was covering body.
Yep.
Nick hasn't really served too much to the body at all. He's going to go for the free point. He doesn't want to play another shot after. That jag return left Nick with no options. It was so hard for Nick to play that down the line. His only option was to hook that one back cross. Dimitrov covered his angles very, very well. Break point, number 2.
What was going to be the defining moment that decided the outcome of this set, and now potentially we know.
5 games to 3.
Catastrophic miss. So that really, because of the pressure that he's been under all the way through this match, he's never really been able to relieve it since the opening set. 3 hours have passed. Dimitrov serving for the match.
Oh, what a way to start proceedings.
15 minutes.
That'll settle the nerves.
That's one of the first serves, trying to serve out the second set. Dimitrov at 5-4.
The ace
on the opening point. This was a stunning turn of events. And Kyrgios will not be oblivious to the pressure that this man is clearly feeling, trying to serve this out. 2 break back points.
Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, between his first and second serve, somebody calling out. You got this, Nick. And Songa had a problem with the crowd the other night, didn't he?
Special shot in him, which he managed to do with a backhand down the line winner.
Real fight from the Australian.
Game, Kyrgios.
Secure as you like, and all of a sudden he is right back in this.
Thank you. Ready for play. Quiet, please.
Grigor needs a professional response here. His targeting on his first serve has not been good enough, even on that one. Had to rely on a great forehand.
30 left.
He really upped the tempo. Just didn't want to allow Kyrgios time to set, build the rally, suddenly execute with his forehand side.
And also take the initiative. Be positive after that letdown. Why couldn't he have done this at 5-3? They will be the questions that he's asking himself right now.
Different scenario, different outcome. Had he got that one game, it would have been done.
Game, Dimitrov leads 6-5.
Are we about to head towards a third tiebreaker?
hasn't served much at all, has he? The body serve.
Fairly pedestrian 163, that second serve. But as you say, the body serve just catching Dimitrov out completely.
love.
How evenly poised is this one? Both players. 150 points won.
Dimitrov, if he's going to get this done by 3 sets to 1, he's going to have to do it in the third tiebreaker. Challenging that because he wants to save that. You never know what's around the corner with Kyrgios.
6 games all, tiebreak. Both players receive 1 additional challenge.
It is always a kaleidoscope of emotions, visual and audio, when this man's on the court.
Kyrgios needs to use the crowd here. From behind them. And Grigor Dimitrov needs to wide.
Thank you. Thank you.
Heartache of not being able to serve this one out. Play 1 tiebreak.
1-0 Dimitrov.
And you ask the question, are you good enough to make that serve out wide? Yes, you made it in the last game. Good return with a terrific forehand.
1-0.
Shot much harder because of the trajectory of his backhand, and Dimitrov had a good look at it.
Yeah, that's really disappointing there for Dimitrov. He'll be really upset. Did a great job to jag the return. That just didn't have enough of it. The flights were all wrong.
You always feel like in those moments, if in doubt, go cross court, get the ball low, force your opponent to volley up at least.
Especially with mixed volleys, they are a little bit of a question mark. Just wasn't enough commitment to that passing attempt. 2-all though.
Dimitrov.
Dimitrov, who was always dancing to Kyrgios' tune.
He couldn't have asked any more questions in that rally. Multiple occasions then on the full stretch. Manages to put it back on the baseline. Nick was on his back foot there, off balance. And still manages to generate a 146 km/h forehand cross winner. That's too good. here. Cover the
Thank
tee.
you.
He showed desperate defense, but ultimately successful.
Dimitrov.
And that just wasn't about that point. This whole tiebreaker, he has chased down every ball. He has shrunk the court. You never know. In making your opponent play that extra ball, you get the unforced error.
Well, that is brilliant. He has had a match for wonderful forehands from that position on the court, but that arguably the best. And what a time to produce it.
And it has to be perfect. It has to be perfect. He is outside doubles alley there. He has no right to get the next shot after that one. Brilliant forehand.
Performance from Dimitrov that's been dripping in determination all the way through. Kyrgios as ever cascading with charisma, but it appears as though it's going to be the Bulgarian's night. He served for it once, he was unsuccessful. He's got 3 match points here. First one's come and gone in a blink of an eye.
Thank you.
To the quarterfinals again. Lovely exchange. You can hear Kyrgios saying to leave. He is searching for his maiden